So we are connected and we are recording. Thank you, Harpreet Ji. Thank you very much for being here. And I know you have been dedicatedly working on this process, which we are working together, I understand, but mainly the process is done by the person. So it's up to you. How do you do it? But you have done it absolutely right? And you have been on doing it also consistently, right? So we have Harpreet Ji here. He's from Patiala, is it?
Yes, Patiala.
Yes, and he has been in this program for about more than 6 months, right? 6 to 9 months, is it?
Yes.
6 to 9
joined
months.
in October.
Yeah, joined in October. Last October he joined in, and he has seen significant results, and that's all with his dedication. Initially, he started with all natural ways of getting. That's what we teach also in the program, and then lately with this he has started with the herbal medicines also, just to be sure that that is also working, right? But majorly he got out of psoriasis. 90% of it, which I can say, right? More than 90, I guess, and with natural way itself, right? So next I will hand over and ask a few questions to him also. How did he join the program, and how did he work upon this, and how did he get out of psoriasis? So I'll just take upon Harpreet Ji some few questions now. Harpreet Ji, आपको ये अभी where did you find Freedom from Psoriasis program? आपको कहाँ से मिला ये?
Actually, I have kept on looking on internet. ढूंढता ही रहता था मैं कुछ ना कुछ. So I just got across your webinar invitation.
Okay.
Then I thought कि let's give it a try. तो मैंने कहा चल ज्वाइन करके देखते हैं. तो just आपका जब मैंने webinar सुना तो मेरे को लगा कि it's different from the other people. They just tell us the medicine and just leave.
Exactly.
तो मैंने कहा चलो let's do it. So, and thankfully I joined it.
And the surprisingly to know, and for me also later on, Harpreet Ji comes from a pharmaceutical background. He runs a store in Patiala about pharmaceuticals, and he has a medicine shop, right? So it's coming from that angle also made me because we have only a few of them who have come from this angle, right? So पहली बार और बहुत लोगों ने try किया, but everyone tried, probably from your field, they still rely on medicines to be the way out, and they feel the medicines to be the way out. But you took this other way out and started working onto it. What made you go through this? आपको क्यों लगा कि being from this background also, this is the way out?
Actually, being from this background, मेरे को ये तो पता ही था कि this is not a skin problem.
अच्छा, okay.
है ना? तो सबसे पहले I went for homeopathy. I took it for 1 year, got somewhat cleared, then it came back. उसके बाद मैंने फिर Ayurvedic. That also helped a bit, but वो फिर वापस आ जाता था boomerang. तो फिर मेरे को लगा कि यार ऐसे नहीं होने लगा ये ठीक वो. एंड मैंने कभी कोई स्टेरॉइड नहीं लिया orally, never. हाँ, I have applied sometimes some creams for a short period of time, है ना. But फिर मेरे को पता ही था कि ये होना नहीं ऐसे. तो कि then I came across one book from internet to how to correct it by food. है ना. चलो थोड़ा बहुत वहां से किया, but that gave me some view कि ये food से ही ठीक होगा. Then I came across your program, so maybe yes, I got the right path to join. That's how I came here.
Yeah, that eventually you landed here because you linked somewhere coming across. Everyone goes through this phase, right? I understand. No one comes across ki pehli baari natural, because there's so much of noise on the internet that this is a non-curable disease.
Yeah.
So
पहले मैं भी यही समझता था यहाँ join करने से पहले. I also thought that it's an autoimmune disease.
Yeah.
So we can manage it but not cure it.
Yes. So cure. अभी जब अब मैंने बोला कि there's a cure, did you believe that because you came from the book also and you were trying something and it was getting better with the book also? Why didn't you go along with the book itself? Why this program?
No, actually, Pratik, because as you have already told कि वो बात थी ना कि I was alone. So I have nobody to ask you if I have some query or anything else, है ना? तो मतलब क्या है, कोई मेरे को कुछ बताने वाला नहीं था, गाइड तो कोई करना नहीं था किसी ने. It was just a book and me. Nobody else.
Yeah. So that's the biggest thing which everyone goes through. Also, I also have read a lot of things. Reading. See, why did I ask this? Because a lot of people go on reading and things, but they lack a direction. Right? They don't. They may trust this process, but the problem is they don't know where to start, how to start, और बीच में कुछ हो गया तो कैसे करे, किसको पूछे, बराबर है कि नहीं. Right? So it's not about the information. A lot of people think that they get the information, they can do everything what they want. But it's not the information, it's the direction also, and it's the community of people or a person who is guiding you also. When I also say we thought a lot of people will go with the information which is there. I also went the same way. बहुत साल लगेगा समझने के लिए कि यार we need someone. We need someone who will tell us exactly क्या करे, कैसे करे, इसके बाद क्या, इसके बाद क्या, इसके बाद क्या.
Yeah, that's the point.
Exactly. So
and moreover, you were the motivating factor. जब मैंने सुना that कि आपने कहा कि you were also in this and how you got out.
Exactly.
So that's why I chose that you
are
the right person.
The biggest motivation factor also, because I took it onto me from Vaidya Ji, who is a Vaidya, right? He has not been through this by himself, but I believe the process, the way he told also. But now people believe me rather than the process, because they see me coming out of it. So why not? Why not give a try to do it? Yeah.
Yes.
That's also good. So that becomes a responsibility. I take the responsibility on my shoulders, and willingly also I take it. It's not about that I get forced to do it. And you tell me to do this every day, I can do this calls every day to do it. So what is the best thing, Harpreet Ji, आपको इस program में, when you join this program, what is the one thing which you still can keep in your mind and say, this is the reason I joined?
एक तो actually आपकी जो approach है, that is very simple. And the second thing is that you don't rush it. मतलब कि you don't rush it कि एक ही दिन में सारा कुछ. You go step by step easily. That's the only thing. मतलब कि कई बार होता है ना कि वो सारी information एक ही बारी में दे देते हैं कि do it yourself. But the best thing about this program is that we go about this step by step.
Nice. Okay.
There's no hurry, no rush. Because we all know कि every person has his own battle.
Yes.
है ना, हर एक का अपना time लगेगा. It's not same for everyone. What might work for me will not work for someone else. या उसको जो कर रहा है मेरे को नहीं कर रहा है ना. So in this week we have got a proper time for ourselves to find कि क्या हमें काम कर रहा है, क्या नहीं कर रहा. So we can choose.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Yeah, that's probably most of them. They come with this. Once they are a little hesitant to start, but when they start, then they know. When they start getting the hook of it, right? So then it is unstoppable. Then they are onto it, because they start seeing the results. Of course, everyone is in the same phase. When they start seeing results, one small result. That's the reason I tell them, you start doing it, see a small result, because that is going to be a motivating factor. Then that motivating factor is turn on to you rather than me. Looking at me, it will start you looking at yourself. Then that self-pride will start getting into, right? Then that kicks into you to start doing that by yourself. And then you go on doing that. Then here I still, sometimes I feel that do I push? Still feel that, do I push people to do it? Because I do customize. I do tell people what to do for each and individual thing also. But sometimes I still feel that I push someone at a limit also. But I think
as far as I feel, push is needed.
Okay. Some bit is needed.
We need someone to push.
Yeah. Some bit is needed. So
क्योंकि कई बार दिल नहीं होता कि नहीं करना, छोड़ो यार आज का दिन रहने दो यार, मतलब कि compliance हो जाता है थोड़ा सा. But we need a push.
Yeah,
I feel this.
And what's your push from me? If you see, what was my push? That was it my mails which are coming on a daily basis?
Mails also. That's very motivating. And the second thing that आपने कहा ना कि we have to find a why. why we want to get out of this. तो वो एक बड़ा मतलब कि it was a striking thing. Yeah, कि yes, we need something. कि क्यों चाहिए हमें? Why we want to come out of this?
Exactly.
That was the biggest thing for me.
Yes. No, that's the best thing which I want to know, Harpreet Ji, now, because now when I ask people, they go here and there saying that मैंने ये खाया इसलिए ये हो गया, मैंने ये खाया इसलिए ये हो गया. It's not about what you eat, what you do with psoriasis also, but what you think of it also majorly is a factor. So how much do you weigh? आप कितना weigh करते हो कि आपका motivation and the psychological thing which I bring in program against
पता क्या I'll not say कि मैंने बीच में cheat नहीं किया है.
हाँ, yes.
I have done it several times.
Please do it. Yeah.
Craving होती थी कई बार तो I still do it when I feel I don't feel guilty about it.
Exactly.
जो मैंने खाना है मैंने खा लेना, थोड़ा सा टेस्ट करना कर लेना, है ना. बट चलो बट बाय मतलब कि as the time has passed तो ये हमें as a default हो चुका है कि हमने क्या खाना है क्या नहीं. So if we'll eat it once, okay, but we know how to get back.
Get back, exactly. So how much do you weigh? How much do you weigh with your psychological part? How much does that play a role against what you eat? खाना मैं जो बोलता हूँ खाने के लिए या methods बोलता हूँ, whatever I do tell you to do other things also in the program. How much do you weigh that to the psychological ability which I tell you to bring in more than this?
I think psychologically it matters much more.
Okay. And how do you see that I come there in the picture? Yes, seeing me coming out of psoriasis is one, but is there anything else which I do for you to motivate yourself? What is that motivating factor which you look for, right, whenever you feel down?
Well, मतलब कि इस फील्ड में इतनी रिसर्च मैंने नहीं देखी किसी ने की हो. So मतलब कि the things that you have told, nobody has ever told me. No doctor, no book, nothing. So that gut brain nexus and everything, we were never aware of that.
Exactly.
So your knowledge that you have passed on to us, that's a big things. So that I guess that has changed our psychology a bit also.
Okay, nice. Okay.
That we can believe in ourselves.
Yes. Knowledge, first is the knowledge, second is the self pride which I tell to have, and third is not being guilty of what has happened, right?
Yeah.
So these three majorly which I also take everyone in the same thing, but everyone has a different way of understanding it. So I take them in a different thing too. Because first, if you can't believe this can happen, then whatever you do, or I give you the whole magic pill or the whole book or everything of it, the whole cake to eat, even then it will not, because you have decided it.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the major first thing I tell people to change their belief system. Right. That is where I started also. I started changing my belief system that this is possible, because there's so much of noise. There's a clutter in your mind. So usko beat karna sabse bada baat hai. Right, so usko beat karke, then you start working on the things. It will work 100%. Right, that's so you catch the fish right away with the hook. Because that is I keep on telling. I don't know how many people get it, but my thing is, my work is to hold your hand, keep on telling you कि कैसे करना है, क्या करना है, क्यों करना है, किस लिए करना है. Right, पहले find it out, as आपने बताया कि find your why. Why do you want to get out of psoriasis? Right, psoriasis को वैसे ही निकल जाए. Right, so आपका अभी just to say that आप कितने साल से, how much was it? How many years were you?
More than 10 years I was suffering from this. Okay. More than 10 years. Yeah.
And abhi now, how do you feel seeing your skin now?
I'm really very happy now. Confidence level is up. बस अब थोड़ा सा back of the shin at just left leg there's a patch. Rest so more than 90% it's gone.
Wonderful, very nice. I feel goosebumps मुझे भी आता है when I listen to this, because मुझे वो feeling है when I started seeing my clear skin, I don't know, I used to cry कि ये सच में ऐसे रहेगा, कितने दिन रहेगा ऐसे, right? right? Because मैं था अकेला, किसको पूछूं, right? So when I tell people, when people ask me that will it be like this, I said 100% for your life it will be like this. Don't have a iota of a doubt कि इसमें कुछ change होगा, because you are not applied anything, ना कुछ किया आपने, everything internally you have worked upon, right? So work upon internally, not externally, it will stay for life. You know how to work upon it now.
Yes.
So how many days did you do the natural way, and आप कितने दिन के बाद आपने herbal medicine जो मैंने बोले थे आपने चालू?
I started herbal medicine from end of the March.
End of March, okay.
From October to March, I have done it the natural way.
Natural way, okay.
Yeah, and from March, end of the March, I think 20th of March, I have started the herbal medicines.
Somewhere in April, let's say the April, and up and down, you were not consistent in the herbal medicines also, because I told you to do the same.
Yeah, I have stopped it twice now for say about 3 weeks.
So how much was it natural way? कितना clear हो गया था naturally? And अभी
around
herbal medicines did the
50 to 60% it was gone from the natural ways.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think like GB drops is a push that was needed to get it out.
Yes, yes. I tell people don't get you will not get used to those herbal medicines for sure. But even then, why do we want to depend on where we can work ourselves? The body has to get its own way out to get out of this, rather than getting it supported every time. हर वक्त उसको कुछ एक support दिया जाए तो वो आदत बन जाती है. वो आदत ना बने तो हम खुद एक machine बने, right? So that's what the reason was. I take people for initially to go only with the natural way. A lot of people say, यार सर दवाइयाँ बताओ. दवाइयाँ मेरे इसमें है ही नहीं. मैं बोल देता हूँ कि there is no medicine. So why do you want to have that? So only when at the end, when I need a little push to do that, and then when that push works, then we again stop it for life. It is not to be taken again for that. But they are not medicines as such. They work as supplements. They are a part of your system, part of the body.
Yeah.
And I explained that why किस लिए. What else have you? I understand you have got knowledge. अलग-अलग चीजें बताता हूँ. But do I talk only about psoriasis, or do I talk something else?
No. You talk about मतलब कि life lessons also.
Nah.
कैसे करना है ना? Then motivation, quotes, or everything. You know, they all sum up to this. There's not just about psoriasis. It's about life. How we can change it.
Exactly. So I sometimes feel that I bore people saying that, this is the way life works onto. This is the way life works. But unless you understand where does it come from, right? It comes from the surrounding life what we have made for ourselves, right? हमने जो इर्द-गिर्द हमने जो अपनी जिंदगी बना के रखी है, वही psoriasis लेके आया है. So if you don't understand where is it coming from the mental faculty or from the food, or what stress is causing it, or stress is not, something else is causing it, right?
Yeah. We need environment to change to get out of this.
Exactly. You need the right environment to understand and then work upon it. So I keep telling people that your life, the blueprint of your first 7 years of your life, right? You can learn from Dr. Bruce Lipton also. आपने उसके ऊपर थोड़ा ध्यान दिया था मैंने जब बोला था कि
Bruce Lipton, I've heard it once when you sent it the link, है ना? But इतना ज़्यादा नहीं. Then afterwards I have followed him.
Okay, but have you आपने गौर किया कि पहले 7 साल मैंने जो बोला था your life is a blueprint of your first 7 years of your life. Did you work upon that? Was it your way of looking at things, or you understood that it came for someone? It was not hurting me the first 7 years. It was nothing from the first 7 years. So suppose that, and you start working onto it. So what is that one thing which you were working, which was knocking you down for psoriasis? Was it the food, or was it your thoughts? Was it your stress? Was it the way of looking at life?
Stress तो मेरे को कभी था ही नहीं. One thing I want to tell you that homeopathy people, they just tell you that this is because of stress. उनका जो fundamental है ना, उनका ये है कि psoriasis is because of stress. तो मैंने उनको I have told them several times कि मेरे को कभी कोई stress हुआ ही नहीं.
Exactly same. Me also.
मैंने कहा how I get it. So they have no answer to this.
Exactly.
वो
So when
यही कही जाते थे कि ये स्ट्रेस की वजह से मैंने कहा I don't know. मेरे को तो कभी हुआ नहीं स्ट्रेस कभी.
मुझे भी the same, exactly the same way. Now I used to go and tell मुझे मैं स्ट्रेस लेने वाला आदमी नहीं हूँ. आपको लगता है मैं हंसते हंसते पूछ रहा हूँ तो मुझे स्ट्रेस हो रहा है. If I had stress, I wouldn't have laughed and come to you and all these things. So stress, what is मुझे वो stress, what is stress was not even understood to me कितने साल. Then I started to understand stress के अलग. There are a lot of other things which are causing. It's not only the mental faculty. A lot of things which I tell in my webinar also. Food is the major cause also for the stress. Psychological emotions, everything is summed up. So it's a life. आपका इर्द गिर्द की life ही आपको stress के हिसाब से देख रही है. So we need to understand where is that stress coming from, right? Not the mental faculty, not the brain always is causing you. Because sometimes you're absolutely a charming person. You go along with everyone, right? But still there is something. There's something which is causing. Yes, it is stress, but stress का मतलब जो है, a lot of people don't get the definition right of stress.
Yeah.
Is that less time, more job to do, right? And less energy. With less energy. Less time, more job, and less energy. So you can't cope up with those kind of things. So we need to at least increase the energy, right? But increase the time. How will you increase the time? Right? काम तो इतना ही रहेगा, right?
We can't.
Work to be done is all like this. So when you have this much of time, so how will you increase the time now for the same thing, right? And when you have this much of energy, you can increase the energy into you to work upon. So that is stress. If you start working on understanding that what energy sources are required and where are you using that energy, right? If you're using it in a wrong way, in a wrong place, then you're not taking up the stress which is causing it. So T12, why T12 is a resultant. T12 is not causing you psoriasis. T12 resultant, वो psoriasis को एक वजह देने के लिए T12 रिलीज होता है, ज्यादा हो जाता है, right? But T12 ही cause करता है. So T12, who produces T12? So वहां तक जाओ, you understand why the T12s are getting more और कौन produce कर रहा है. So once you understand that, and that was I keep on teaching this also because you need to understand it so you can handle it by yourself anytime in your life.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. It was interesting, PG. And how do you see now? Ki aapko, what life do you see now? A lot of people don't understand that how big of a change is going to happen without psoriasis. So what all you wish to do, Harpreet Ji, now, right? So after psoriasis, yeah.
ज्यादा चेंज नहीं आएगा क्योंकि मैंने कभी बॉदर नहीं किया. जैसे पहले आर्म्स पे थे तो मैं स्टिल टी शर्ट डालता था नो मैटर व्हाट. कि है तो है यार, क्या हो गया फिर. बिकॉज बीइंग फ्रॉम मेडिकल फील्ड इतना नहीं मैंने सोचा कभी भी. बट ये है कि यस आई विल फील मच मोर फ्रीडम कि जो भी मैं करूंगा. और ये है कि मेरे को अब सोचना नहीं पड़ेगा या हैव psoriasis तो अब मैंने यहाँ नहीं जाना या वहाँ नहीं जाना.
एग्जैक्टली. ओके.
I should not enter a pool.
Yes. तो pool नहीं जा सकते. वो अभी now those thoughts will be not there because those are the binding things. Every time it is very easy for people to say that okay, let's go for a vacation and go on the beaches. So जैसे दिमाग में आ जाता है, we have a big picture in front of us.
Yes.
इसका क्या करें? So अभी सबके साथ
नहीं पैचेस हैं अभी, बट आई नो कि दे आर जस्ट ऑन वे आउट. तो जाएंगे वो, तो कोई बात नहीं.
No, I wanted this to happen to make people understand also that it is 100% going out, right? It's a cure to psoriasis. And when a lot of people are talking about it, people need trust, right? That trust will only come with people like you talking about it. मैं अगर बात करने लगूँ तो they'll say that I've been selling my program, why do I do this? And that's easy because that's the way the world looks at it also. I can't stop that, right? Probably I also look at sometimes in that manner. But what do I look into that is the one trust factor. into my eyes or into your eyes, people will look into your eyes and then make that trust. Right? So what will you tell to those people? आप अभी लोगों को
पता क्या, जैसे some people say that this is for money. मेरा मानना nothing comes for free.
Nothing right for free is about, yeah.
So, and secondly, when you pay for something, you pay some attention to it.
Exactly.
If it's free, free things never work.
Never work. Exactly.
तो मेरा तो यही मानना है कि yes, so what if we have to pay, we are getting the worth. So
yeah, we need to see the value of what you are getting out, what you are going to, whatever I charge, right? Uske against value aapko mil raha hai. If you are getting that value, and that value is not going to be measurable because you need to measure it with your life experiences. So you can't.
And moreover, what I feel, you are putting your whole day on this. So you also need income. Everybody needs it.
Everyone needs it. And
so
I don't say that
no
I will do it for free, right? Some जिनको जरूरत है उनके लिए करता हूँ मैं. I still do.
Yeah.
It's not that जिनको सबको जरूरत है ऐसे. I'm not saying people who can afford, we can understand. Please do it because you will understand the value only after you pay the value for it, right? तो उसका value जब समझने के लिए आपको करना पड़ेगा. So you need to understand the experience of it. Then what you get out of it. पहले वो देखो, what do you pay and what do you get. Right. So if it is more than 10 times, 20 times, you can't measure it, but it's because it's life. What do you get is freedom. Right. So freedom for doing whatever you want in your life.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I keep on saying this to people. I ended with this also in the interviews also in what we are talking about now also. That I tell people that if you fear of spending money, you will stay with the fear of psoriasis also. Always. Right? So psoriasis is a reflection of you. आप जैसे हो, आपका reflection psoriasis पे ही. Right? So if you are rigid on working on psoriasis, the psoriasis also will be rigid. Right? Okay. If you open up to work on psoriasis, it will open up. And anything in the world. Anything which you want to solve, you need to start working with it, right? You need to spend time, money, whatever the मूल्य है उसका देना पड़ेगा उसको. It will not come back because work, it is always what you give is going to come back. It's a circle. Life circle में ही घूमती है, right? Exactly. So you termed it right because nothing writes for free is one way of looking at it. And second thing is if you don't pay, you don't pay attention. Exactly what you bang on, right? What is that last word you could say, Harpreet Ji, लोगों को कि why should they do this? Just a last sentence. Why should they do this? Apart from what I tell, आपको क्या message देना है कि why should people do this for them?
Because I guess there are many things to focus other than psoriasis in our life. So we should get out of this. And the only way I think is by joining this.
Nice.
This is the best thing, because it's easier and there are no side effects as we know all about allopathy and everything. So it's a natural way to get out. Nice. Very nice. Just to sum it up, that was nice to know, and I feel humbled also. A lot of people, like kabhi and I become a little emotional also listening to this, because then I feel that I'm at service. I can sleep better if I can talk to someone who has got out of psoriasis in a day at least, or he's on the way and he has started doing it and he's seeing something, right? Like you can sleep better getting out of psoriasis. I sleep better when I see you. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Thank you, Harpreet Ji. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Quite inspiring to people also, right? And thanks a lot, sir. Yeah, I will not tell people to आप पहले कैसे थे, अभी कैसे दिख रहे हो. If you trust, you trust, right? You just have to trust with what we are telling you also. And I don't want anyone to show कि मैं पहले ऐसे था, अभी ऐसे हो गया. वो तो आप रोज टीवी पे देखते हो. वो कितने नहीं है आपको ही मालूम है. So that's what we can end with. Thank you, Harpreet Ji, and good luck. And we keep talking on this program, and we'll keep meeting also. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Yeah. Okay.